Welcome all. Yes, participants, are you able to hear me clearly? Okay, so let us start with today's session. In today's topic, we will be discussing about uh, skip list and some generalized linked list, that is GLL. Prior to that, we will discuss about the code that were given yesterday, and we have made a small change in that so that the output will be more clear to you. So in a minute, we will discuss upon that. Yes, participants, able to view the screen? Yes, everyone.
So,
So what is happening in yesterday's is statement over here. We were just included that greater than sign. Instead of that, you should add one more thing, that is x raised to the power, and then run the program. Only a small x is included, so you can see it is get the output as 10 into x raised to 4 plus 5 into x raised to 3. So x is nothing but your polynomial variable. So it is the dependent variable on which your entire polynomial is dependent. So it is single variable. Yes, participants able to understand the simple change. So it is only you have to include x over here in cout statement. So yesterday we have worked on with this program where multi-list was been discussed. Now in today's topic we will discuss about the sorting concepts and searching one. So here we have worked with this linked list in yesterday's program, and using insertion method, that is insertion at the head node and appending nodes which are greater than the head to the right hand side. So we create the linked list in sorted order. Then we also learned that we can insert at the head if it is smaller than the head. So since 45 is smaller than 50, we insert it to the head node. Similarly, we also studied about insertion in between nodes. So suppose we have to insert 55 after 50, since it is greater than 50, so we have the insertion point. So by this, we studied that using insertion of nodes in linked list, we are able to sort the data. Now, it is okay that we are able to sort the data. Now, our application is to search the contents faster. In case of arrays, we have the algorithm that is either we can use Fibonacci search or binary search with the sorted data to find the contents. Now, as far as binary search is concerned, we get the complexity as log of n to the base 2. For example, in order to search from 8 elements, so log of 8 to the base 2 is 3. So it will require 3 comparisons in binary search. And if you remember that in binary search, we divide the array into 2 parts every time. What that was a lower bound and upper bound. And if the number is within that range, then it is been found that data is possible to be there and the search continues. So the worst case in binary search algorithm was log of n. Now, if your data is sorted in terms of linked list, can anybody tell me what is the worst case of searching a contents within a sorted linked list? Yes, participants. If there are n number of elements. So the worst case over here is directly O of n. So since it is a linear linked list, we are starting from the head node for comparing and searching, and we will get the result whether data found or not in worst case that after the n node is compared. So if there are n nodes, then we'll take O of n as the time complexity. Do you agree with this? Yes, participant. So for example, let us search for 180. The number doesn't exist. So the first comparison is we compare this 180 with 45. So result is false. Then we move further and the same node 180 is compared with 50. Again, the result is not matching. Then next comparison is with 55. Similarly, we compare with 70, then 45, and after this we will have the comparison with 150, and finally we get it with 170. So what happened over here? This is a sequential algorithm. So whether you sort it or you don't sort the contents, your complexity over here is not improved for searching. So it is O of n, where n is the total number of nodes. Everyone got with the problem? Yes, participants? So what is the problem? Either you sort the data in the linked list or you don't sort the data. The searching complexity is O of n. Everyone getting this? Which is your searching complexity. So we say that it is search complexity. Now our question is, how can we design the linked list in such a way that our searching complexity is reduced? Similarly, to the algorithm as binary search is been concerned. Everyone getting the concept that what is the problem over here? The problem is we have to reduce the time for searching in worst case. So let us design it using a better data structure. Just give me a minute. Okay, so the answer for this is nothing but design of a skip list. So how to design a skip list is just a demonstration now. I demonstrate how to design it.
सर मैम ఉంటారు ఇది కింద పోస్ట్ చేసి ఉన్నాం కదా
एक
సెట్
सेकंड
చేస్తుంటారా
एक सेकंड एक सेकंड
ఏంటి చేసి
So participants able to view the screen? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So currently we understood that the searching complexity is O of n. Now the enhancement to it. So this is a diagrammatic representation of the skip list. We divide the linked list into multiple parts. So first you can see we have only a single pointer. So I am highlighting it. So this is the linked list. Then in order to move faster, taking the example of express trains and local trains. So we can see that the linked list is a local train which is going to halt at all places. Okay. So then there is another train which is a fast local which is skipping some of the stations. So you can see this is the next level. So over here you can assume that the second level, that is next pointer 2, is skipping some intermediate nodes. So we have labeled it. First is next one is simply means it is directly connected to the next node. Then we have skip one simply means it is skipping only one intermediate node. Then we have the next level, that is skip 3. You can see this skip 3 which is highlighted. So it is directly connecting the fourth node. So you can see this, it is skipping 3 nodes, intermediate nodes, and it is directly connected to the end node after this. And above that we can create a skip 7. So intermediate 7 nodes can be skipped. Now my question is how to search in the worst case. So worst case was we are searching with 180. Okay participants, to move faster, what will be our strategy for comparison in the skip list? Yes, anybody? Which path you will choose? Whether you choose skip 0, that is next pointer 1, or next pointer 2, or you will use next pointer 4, or you will use next pointer 8. Which pointer you will use for faster searching of the contents, that is 180? Yes participants, which pointer you will choose? Okay, first of all, did you understand the problem? Yes, everyone. Okay, so we will have 180. It is compare with 45 and find that 180 is greater than 45. So naturally, we have to look to the right of 45. So this was the first conclusion. Then to go faster for worst case behavior, we will choose the upper part, that is skip 7, and directly move to the last node. And over here you compare 180 with 170. Everyone getting this? Yes, participants. Okay, so when 180 is compared with 170, that is the last node, you get a mismatch and we declare the result. What is the result? Search failed or data not found. So over here, in just two comparisons, we get the output as not found. Do you agree? Yes, participants? Okay, so this was the first. Yes, now let us say my search data is 30. Now what will happen? We are comparing this 30 with the head node and we get a mismatch. So naturally, we immediately declare this result that not found. Everyone getting the strategy? Yes, as 30 is less than 45, it should be prior to 45. So we get the output as not found. So our worst case behavior is working in just two constants, that is O of 1 or O of 2. So in case of 30, it is only O of 1, single comparison. And in case of your data is 180, we have two comparisons. One with the initial bound, that is the first node, and another comparison with the last node. Yes, participants got the worst case behavior of searching in a skip list. Or any questions you have? Okay. Now let us change our strategy and search for another number, that is 147. Okay, let us take about 150. And we have to search for this 150. Now 150 is within the list. Can anybody guide us what will be our searching strategy? Yes, anyone? Which path we should choose for searching? Skip 3, skip 7 or skip 1? Yes, participants? Okay. So if you concentrate, then you will be able to understand our searching strategy. First, it will compare 150 with 45 and get the direction that 150 may be to the right hand side of 45. So naturally, it will move to the last node and find compare with the last node. So let us say it is comparing with the last node, that is 170. So over here 150 is less than 170. So it is expected that 150 may be within the range of the linked list. So when the match is not found with the last node, we have to skip to the next lower level. That means we have to select this skip tree path. So over here now we are comparing 150, and since we have to skip one level, we'll move to the right hand side and we'll reach to 145. Yes, participants able to understand how we reach to the node 145 using skip tree. Yes, everyone getting this? So over here you can see that after we are comparing 150 with 145, since 150 is greater than 45, we will move one level down and search in right of 145. So after moving one level down, we will reach 150 over here, and then in the second next we will again reach to the last node. So again it says move to the one level down. Sorry, over here it is 150 greater than 145. So again we reach to the last node for comparison. So again the last node comparison is false. Then we move to one level down. So over here you can find again it is 145 comparing with 150. It is false, and therefore the skip node will reach again to the last node. And finally again it is less than last node, you can reach to the lowest level of 145 and you can compare it to get 150. So once it reaches to the last level, you get the searching as success, that is data found. Everyone getting how skip list will work? Similar to binary search. It is quite similar to binary search. Everyone getting the concept, or is there any confusion about understanding the skip list? So take down some points about skip list. Skip list resolves the problem of sequential search. I'll just increase the font size. Is participants able to view the font? Okay, so first is skip list resolves the problem of sequential search. What is the problem? The complexity is of n of sequential search. How it uses? So it creates a skip list using pointer methods by skipping intermediate nodes. Now how they are connected? So they are connected in the ratio. So initially it is 2 raised to 0, which is nothing but 1. So we call this connection as the next pointer. So this was your next pointer. Then we can use the next two, where we are selecting 2 raised to 1. 2 raised to 1 is nothing but 2. So we'll be selecting the second nodes. 1 second. So it is 2 raised to 1, nothing but 2. Next pointers, you can select next, 3. So it is nothing but 2 raised to 2, and it will be selecting the fourth node. Similarly, we can have next 4 and so on until there is a direct link. So we continue the sequence of skip list. Skip list until the head and last node is directly connected. So this is the strategy. The first is we have the problem that is about sequential search. Then we have to create a skip list using pointers. So we have the pointer interconnection in such a way that at the last only the head node and the last node is directly connected. So you can see over here in our diagram, the skip 7 is directly connected from the head node to the last node. So for better operation, you can take 2 raised to any number. For example, you can take the node number of nodes to be 8 or 16 or 32 or so on. So it is nothing but the number is some log of 2. So it is nothing but log of 3 or log of 4 and so on. So when you use it to develop a faster search, it will resemble the output similar to binary search. Yes, participants, everyone getting the concept of skip list? Or any questions? Okay, so I hope the skip list is quite clearer to you. Now, based on this, you can design your own data structure. So, how to design it? We'll have a challenge for you. So naturally, you can see that the number of next node is the challenge. So, based on as the linked list is expanding dynamically, we don't know initially how many nodes are there. Therefore, designing a skip list is indeed a challenge. So you can say assume that initially there is only 3 nodes. So your skip list will be only span to this much, which is selected at present. Now, if your skip list contain more nodes, then suppose 5 nodes, then it will be something like this. as the number of nodes are being added to your skip list, you find that your structure is updated. So when your skip list is expanded from 2 nodes to 3 nodes and 3 to 5 nodes, you can see one more level has been added, that is skip 3 is added. So this strategy when to add number of requirement pointers is another dynamic approach for designing of skip list. Yes, participants, did you understand what are the problems related to designing a skip list? So the outermost part, that is reaching from source to destination directly, we can say that is the express path, where it will decide the worst case behavior with two comparisons with the first node, whether the data will be within the range or it will be out of the bound. So this is the advantage of using skip list. Now let us go for another concept, that is generalized linked list. I'll add one more sheet over here. So today's topic, generalized linked list. Assuming the concept over here, what we are talking is we have multiple lists to be defined, that is list within a list. Now as far as generalized list is concerned, when we can say a linked list can have n number of nodes where the value of n is always greater than 0. So we can say linked list with n nodes can be defined that n value is always greater than n equal to 0. So this is a condition. So let us say condition. So if n is the linked list and the value of n is always greater than or equal to 0. So if n is equal to 0, we say that the linked list is empty, and that linked list can be represented either with a letter. So let us say A be the letter of the linked list, and we can represent an empty linked list with just a symbol. So over here we say that A is an empty linked list. Everyone getting the tuple representation we are thinking about? Now let us say that A is not an empty list. So A contains some data elements. So let us say how to represent it. Capital A is the linked list name, and we can define it A1, A2, A3, and similarly A of n. You can represent n number of nodes in tuple representation using the above notations. So over here it simply means there are n nodes or elements in linked list. Everyone getting the tuple representation? Yes, participants? Okay. So let us see one more thing about it. Now, suppose we want to print the first element in the list. You can simply put a of I, a of 1. So this simply implies the output as a1. So this will give you an output of a1. It is not working. So you put another notation a1. Yes, it will work now. Everyone getting the meaning of a in the bracket of 1? Yes, participants. Similarly, if you write a in the bracket of 2, you will get the output in a2. And so on. So these were the basic notation for accessing the nodes using the tuple representation. Now, in a generalized list, each element is either atomic or it is another sublist. Okay, so let us see what is an atomic node or atom. So let us define a linked list with three elements A, B and C. Over here we have three elements in the list. A is the label of the linked list, and since each of them is having a similar head, so when all elements in linked list have same head, 1 second sir, 4.5 पण लेक्चर
याचा किती किलोमीटर
हाँ मी 4.5 नंतर
नक्की.
Okay. So when all elements in the linked list have same head and it doesn't have
लॉगिन केल्यानंतर प्रमोट स्टुडंट कुठे येतं?
yes sir?
लॉगिन केल्यावर प्रमोट स्टुडंट कुठे येतात? लॉगिन नाही माझ्याकडे.
नाही लॉग इन केल्यावर नाही येते ऍक्च्युली त्याचं हे आहे. Okay, so when all elements in the linked list have same head and it doesn't have any sublist, so each element can be termed as an atomic one. So A is an atom, B is an atom, C is an atom. Now let us check some another example. I'll create a linked list B with a particular tuple representation. So you can see that as far as linked list B is been concerned, it contains a sublist. So over here, A and element D we can say that it is an atom. So it doesn't have, it cannot span further. But the second element is B comma C. So it is nothing but a sub-linked list. So can we say there will be two heads? One head which will represent the head pointer for linked list B. So we say there is head 1 which will represent linked list B, and there should be another subhead. So we say head 2, which will represent a sublist which contain the element B comma C. Yes, participants, did you understand the term sublist and atom? Yes, everyone? Okay. So let us represent this A. So A can be written in this way. So you can write it head. Then the first node is A, second node is B, and third node is C. And the next pointer to is nothing but null. So over here, we'll just make a block diagram for understanding purpose. Then we are inserting the shapes, that is the pointers. So this is nothing but your single linked list, and we label it with the head node, that is A is equal to A comma B comma C. So this was as per as tuple representation is concerned. Now taking the second example, that is of node B, we will have the structure something similar to like this. It will be A pointer, B pointer is nothing but your head node, and after that we have the element B. Now we just put it in the block so that we can understand the concept. So over here we have all these 4 pointers. And finally the null is the terminating of that. Now at the sublist you can observe that is B comma C can be implemented over here. So we can implement it, extend it, B followed by C, and for better understanding we'll make it in a block and then insert some pointers. Now again the same rule, the linked list is always terminated by the null, and the second linked list which is representing the linked list labeled B is termed as generalized linked list. Yes, participants able to understand the basic concept of how to draw a generalized linked list. Yes, participants, any questions? So for practicing purpose, let us check with another linked list. So A is equal to A comma B, in the bracket we will have C comma D comma E, and whole bracket completed with F. One A comma B, then second is C followed by D into E, and after E we are expecting that there will be one closure. So this bracket closing is very significant. We will also learn one of the programs that will check with the syntax of these expressions which are written in table format or array format or a code block. So that will be one of your practical codes. We'll check for the parenthesis completion. So for homework, you practice and create a generalized linked list for the given character A. Yes, participants, any question? So over here, the code for project attendance C0, 01 and second it should be 31. The code for today's attendance is C00131. So if there are no questions, we will terminate the session over here.